Committee is running to the D.C. appellate court saying, oh, gosh, we need Don McGahn's testimony because it might actually impact the current impeachment, although nowhere in the articles of impeachment is there anything related to McGahn or the Mueller investigation. What does that tell you?
It tells me that impeachment will be used against this president as long as the House is controlled by the Koch cabal. And he should plan on this for not only this year, but if the Pelosi majority retains control of the House for his second term. And the question is there going to be any penalty for this wild abuse of power, this coup, which is now being directed at the Senate? And if I were the Senate, rather than put the president through an abusive trial, I would have some type of preliminary hearing, Greg, where the prosecutorial misconduct, the abuse of power, is at issue before a select committee of the Senate that investigates what Schiff did and investigates the other abuses of the Koch cabal. So there's a report to the larger Senate, and they can decide whether they even let this trial get out of the gate. I don't think there should be a full-blown trial. Anyone goes on trial in the Senate, it should be Adam Schiff and his cohorts.
I agree. In fact, I've long argued there ought to be a motion to dismiss after what you would say would be a select committee, because the lack of evidence is conspicuous. I do want to ask you about two of the lawsuits you filed today, and here they are. One is against the CIA to obtain the fake whistleblowers' emails. Fake, I say, because under the whistleblower law, he doesn't qualify as a whistleblower, and as a consequence, he's not entitled to anonymity or the protection of his name. The other one is against the Department of Justice to obtain communications from the FBI's former employees Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Andrew McCabe, and their communications with the fake whistleblower. What do you hope to learn?
Well, technically speaking, we don't know this individual actually is the whistleblower. But we do know he worked in the Obama White House and then the Trump White House in a sensitive position for the CIA on Ukraine. So we want his emails because of the evidence that he is the whistleblower potentially. But secondly, he may have been involved in other illicit leaking, hence the emails, the email lawsuit for documents at the special counsel and the FBI, where there may have been skullduggery there by this alleged whistleblower. And, by all accounts, he's a leaker. And again, this is the sort of thing. Why is Judicial Watch having to do this basic investigative heavy lifting and lawsuits? The Senate should be talking about doing this work as well to figure out the connections here, not only internally in the deep state attack on Trump, but their collusion with the Schiff gang.
He was an undercover informant spying on the president and feeding the information to the CIA and, of course, working in collusion with Adam Schiff. I want to switch over to the IG report because, of course, as you know, it identified a litany of inaccurate statements, false